So we're now at the end of the Polyglot conference. In fact, it's well after it. I filmed as far as I could, as long as the battery held out at the evening cultural event. For my final Berlin film, I'm just going to go through this behind Motel 1 then. I usually go around it the other side, but I discovered what we just walked through is the way into an old historical prison called Alt-Moabit, or Moabit. Sounds like Moabitish. I don't know whether it has anything to do with that. Moab, of course, is my washpot, saith the Lord. It's a famous expression. If anybody wishes to mass produce washpots, they should really call them Moab, because there's a biblical precedence. That should be the brand name. Not entirely sure what a washpot is. I suppose it's like a sink or something, or a small one for when you're trying to save water, which more and more people in this world have to do. But basically this was a prison. It isn't now. You can come in and out any time, day or night, I suppose. There's not really a lock on the door. I think it was a prison during the Nazi era or something. And people were basically mistreated, as does happen in such times in history. If you want to know the ins and outs of it, the person to ask isn't me, it's Alan Heath, of Alan Heath channel fame. Nice looking, very ready looking leaves on this. It's almost like a nut, isn't it? But with red leaves, really pleasant bush. That's one thing you will notice about Berlin. It has different things living in it to the things that will put up with the Polish climate. So things like, there's even a
Bevor der Posten, der die Tür bewacht, den dicken Klotz von Eisenschlüssel.
Somebody's reading, obviously somebody's memoirs from the prison. So I think it's a recording. If you touch the knobs, I suppose it comes on. Quite a cloudy sky. So what's the plan? I'm going back to my car now. The day I spent in Hamburg, catching up with old friends, and also doing a pitch, as the saying goes. So the pitch seems to have been very nice and successful and everything. Basically I got asked to draft up the contract, so you can congratulate me for that. Yeah, mahonia, that's another thing that doesn't grow in Poland much. And holly, that's another thing that doesn't grow. Elderberries do, of course. That's not elderberries. That's something else. That's some umbrillifer, but it's got an elderberry-like flower. So, nice little dog. Some kind of a hawthorn-looking thing. Anyway, yeah, you get a lot more. You get a lot more. Jolly old. What do you call it? Flora species, that's it. So I came back to Berlin after doing that in the train. Went there by train, came back by train. I don't really think of doing any filming in Hamburg because I was accompanied the whole time from the Bahnhof back to the Bahnhof again by kind people. And in the train itself, well, I just wanted to flake out a bit and get some kip ahead of the journey, because now I'm going to pick my car up and ride back to Warsaw. The plan is, it's about just after 7 now. The plan is to try and do it in 5 hours and do it by midnight. Should be possible, but if not, well, how disgusting. I'm just walking along smoking. If not, well, anyway, I've got the opportunity to do it a little bit after 12 o'clock. I'm not usually somebody that flakes out completely at 12 o'clock, but doing it in one stint is probably for the best, especially as I've just had a bit of a kip in the train. I lost consciousness, not for long, about 10 minutes. But that's all I seem to need, so that's a good sign. Certainly I could have gone for longer if I'd have needed to. I had, according to this iPhone app, a good... Oh, look at all the thingies on that set of leaves. I had a good 77% sleep quality last night, which for me, by my standards, is actually pretty good. And in a minute I'll be back at our motel, which had both good and bad aspects to it. I won't say that I firmly recommend this motel. I didn't even do the film, did I, of the room, really? And of course I gave the room back this morning, so it's too late to do it now. That's not really what I came there for, but not really something I'd recommend. So by way of exception, I didn't film the room this time on this trip, but you know, I normally do that. And yeah, so that's really brings the whole thing to a close, I would say. But I need the little boys' room before I leave completely, so I'll wander in here and find the old little boys' room again before wandering off. I know where various little boys' rooms are in this place, having stayed there for 4 days. This A&O hostel. There are some things I'd recommend about it, but I'm not giving it an unqualified recommendation. It was rather mean to one or two people in our group. Very rigid and unbending. Not really in my case, but to one or two of my friends, and I find that also hard to forgive. Anyway, that's all for now.